Hi, everyone. Okay, let's see if we can get this light right. Yay! So happy to be here. Thank you guys for showing up. I know, oh my God, there's so much going on in the world, and I just wanted to make sure that you and we and all of us take a deep breath and just, keep calm and carry on. I know there's a lot going on right now. So as you can see, I've lit a bunch of candles, and I'm actually a little shocked at what's happening. I'm not shocked at any of the, any of the, listen to this, I'm kind of speechless. I'm not shocked at the rapidness of the flu going around. I don't even want to name it. I want to just, hi Loopy, thank you so much for being here. I want to just remind us all that, this thing about keep calm and carry on. It's like literally the calmer I think that we keep, the closer to our inner light we get. The wiser we become. This whole franticness and the craziness that's happening. I was out today wanting to just get some groceries, like nothing big, and it was sad. It was very, very sad to see how people are reacting, and people are very defensive, I wanted to engage in conversations with people and saying, how are you? What's going on? And there'd been people at the Persian supermarket that I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was very different. So we're not going to talk about all of that right now. I just wanted to give you kind of an update on what's going on here in Los Angeles. So I want to jump right in. I want to jump right into what's really amazing and what's possible, especially in times where the world outside, I'm just going to move you guys a little closer, where the world outside is not cooperating in a positive way. How about that? Let's just say that. A lot of what happens in our world, which is what we forget, is that we can choose to be who and how we show up in the world. But most of us, there's this thing that we get sucked into, and then we forget that our light and the light of the person next to us and the light of the person next to them is capable of lighting up the whole world without ever diminishing its own light. And so when we fall into this conversation of fear and negativity and panic, and it doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve anyone. Thank you, whoever's here. Let me just put on my glasses. Hi, Jay. When you squeeze a fruit, you see what is in it. Yeah, thank you, Jay, for saying that. Jay, where are you joining us from tonight? Which corner of the universe are you lighting up? I'm lighting up Beverly Hills, and it's pretty cold, and I've left the window open because I wanted some fresh air, and I had been saging and doing a lot of things, the things that we do when we pray. Let me just have here, salute to your health, to everyone's health, green drink and beet juice. Okay, so you're in Charleston. Very cool. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, honey. I know that it's late there. Tell us, is the school shutting down? Would you please give us a little bit of information, and tell our viewers who you are, Jay, and what you're doing over there in Charleston. I don't want to talk about it. I want you to talk about it because you're amazing and awesome. And so that they can read it, so they don't have to listen to me talk about it. Jay's an amazing friend. She's a lovely, wonderful human being, and she moved from Los Angeles with her daughter to Charleston. And she will tell you what she's doing in Charleston. She will write it into the chat box. So what I want to talk about today is, I wasn't even planning on doing a Facebook Live tonight because I was supposed to be I was supposed to be at an event, and the event got canceled, like so many other things that are getting canceled. I want to share a little bit of something with you because there's been something going on inside of the physicality of my space. So for the last 3 or 4 days, since this whole epidemic conversation has started, or the bigness of it has started, I have broken dishes. A friend of mine broke a frame when she came over here the other night. We were celebrating. I just broke another mirrored piece on my furniture. I've been breaking a lot of stuff. I never break stuff. My assistant Lupita was looking at me and she was going, "What's going on? You never break things." So it's an interesting time, and I looked at it as, wow, I just screwed something into something else, and I screwed too hard, I pushed too hard. You know how when you try to push a square peg into a round hole and it doesn't work, and then you break something, kind of like that. And I sat there and I just laughed, and I thought, wow, what's the lesson in this? And I think what's going on in the world, in the political world, in our emotional world, in the world at large, what's happening in Italy. I've been talking to friends all over the world. Can we just pull back for a minute, take a deep breath, and are we meant to just stay at home for a little bit and continue to be with one another, with our families? Like I was saying to Lupita on the phone today, from now until a few months from now, people are going to spend a lot more time at home and watch the babies that are going to happen. Like there's going to be a spike. There's going to be another baby boomer after this whole, you have to stay at home and it's crazy and you can't touch people. And it's interesting because it's really touching millions of lives, not in the way that there's a virus that's jumping from person to person, but what's happening is it's really affecting the economy. It's affecting the emotional economy. It's touching people. I mean, I can only say this from my point of view because it's happening in a way that those of us who are single and we're dating, there's a lot of people that are, I talked to somebody today who said, no, I'm not, I'm just going to pull away from everybody. And I said, why would you pull away from everybody? He says, well, I'm not going to meet somebody new. What if they're infected? What? This is so crazy, or the theaters in Los Angeles, Hamilton was supposed to open up tonight. It was opening night. No, I think opening night is tomorrow. Anyway, Hamilton and Book of Mormons and schools. And I mean, I'm wondering if the stores are going to shut down or if Costco has people in lines and lines, Lupita was telling me. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what's the lesson in that? What can we go inward? Can we go into our own spirits and into our own bodies and into our own souls? And can we just be with that which is happening and not panic? Can we just stay calm? Can we be the calm inside the storm? I was at a butcher today, at a kosher butcher, and women were screaming and yelling at each other because the shelves were empty, and then we all had to wait in line at the butcher when we usually just go pick what we want from the shelf. And they were angry and mean and vicious and vitriolic. And I just thought, I stood there and I looked this woman in the face, and she thought I was American. She didn't think that I was Persian. And I started to speak to her very calmly in Farsi. And I said, look, you being angry and screaming and yelling isn't going to give you what you want. So why don't we just, here, we'll wait together. I'm waiting too. Let's just wait together. And let's talk about our families, and let's talk about the things that make us happy, and the fact that tomorrow is Shabbat. I didn't know what to do. And so I realized, why don't I just be? Why don't I just do what my life's path is all about? Be who you are, because everyone else has taken. And it was really beautiful to watch the whole line of women who were scared. And fear is a really bad ingredient for daily life. It was interesting to see it. And to just take some sweetness and to just bring love. I know it's all really crazy, and I know theoretically we could all get it. And I talked to my daughter today, somebody that she knows has it, and she says, "Mom, it's really not pretty." And I said, "I know, sweetheart. It is what it is, and us getting crazy and fearful is going to make our immune systems even weaker. Joy and love and laughter, even if it's just on the phone, if you're afraid to connect with someone in real life, pick up the phone. It scares me. What scares me is not the virus. What scares me is the distance that we have from one another. The flu doesn't scare me. What scares me is the lasting effects of disconnect. That we are now in a state where we are all being asked, or most of us are being asked, to quarantine ourselves into our homes. So how, in a state like that, how do we connect? So I'm doing it here. Maybe you're doing it with your families on FaceTime. I FaceTimed a friend in Germany today because I wanted to see how they were doing. My cousin lives in Italy. So many of my friends and relatives are all over Europe. I mean, the fact that there's a Europe ban. Another very good friend of mine flew in from India today. So he said everything is okay and he got through. But this state of fear that we're all in, or that we are being sucked into, is something that we have complete agency over. We don't have to be there. So light candles, take a bath, take care of yourself. Be loving to yourselves and to the other people that you see or encounter during the day. Keep your hands washed and your teeth and your mouth clean. It's really simple. Maybe not easy, but it's simple. It's like we can all go back in here and be kind to, because that's a really great ingredient against fear and against panic, is to show up with love and care and kindness. Strong leadership would calm the masses. Yes, strong leadership, which is so beautiful. Not inflame them in panic. So we must be the change we seek. Yes, Jay. Smile. Today, a very prominent is the anniversary of the death of the man who wrote this song. So I'm going to sing it for you. And many of you have heard me say who this is. So let's see if you can say it. He wrote the following song, and most people don't know that he wrote it. And today is the anniversary of his death. So today is his yahrzeit, and he was Jewish. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, they'll go by. If you smile through your pain and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow skies again if you just smile. Smile. I know there's a lot of shit hitting the fan, but smile, and maybe you can tell me who wrote that song. Whose anniversary is it today? Who is the wonderful, wonderful man who wrote this song and made us laugh and made us smile? And a lot of people don't even think that this person wrote the song. I'm going to give you just a few minutes. So smile though your heart is breaking. And I can tell you, it's sad out there right now. So if you know who wrote that song, I'm just going to wait. And if you're not watching this live and if you're watching this later, I'm still going to give you a couple of minutes if you know who wrote this song before the end of this broadcast. I promise I'll tell you. And Lupita, if I forget, you have to remind me that I need to say who wrote this beautiful song. One of my favorite songs, and I sing it often, and I sing it a lot. Not just often, I mean, I sing it a lot, like a lot, because especially in times like these, when I look at what's happening in the world, when I look at what's happening in our country, we may think that we don't have a lot of reason to smile, yet we do. So for those of you who are watching in the background, I am not going to know that you're here unless you type something in the chat box. And what I would really love to know is, how are you handling the negativity, the really there's just a lot of negativity. You know, I know there's a disease going around, and I know that it's very contagious. I get it. Yet, so is laughter, so is joy, so is love. So I know that a lot of people say, well, this is just science. And I say, yeah, okay, it's science. But so there's also a science about love and tenderness and kindness and joy and beauty. You know, when you just lift the corners of your mouth, when you're smiling, the chemistry in your brain changes. Your immune system gets stronger. Yes, Chaplin. That's right, Jay. Mr. Charlie Chaplin wrote this song. What a beautiful song. Thank you, Jay, for remembering. And yes, so our immune system is strengthened by love and laughter and joy. So if you're sitting home and you can't go anywhere, you know, watch an old episode of something that made you laugh. Friends, Robin Williams, Eddie Murphy, Coming to America. You know, just it's the little things in life. You know, it doesn't even have to be a big thing. I just watch the videos of my grandchildren and they make me laugh. My mother started to tell more jokes. The other night she was over and she wouldn't hug me, she wouldn't kiss me, but she came up with a bunch of Persian jokes, which are even funnier than American jokes, by the way. So laugh, smile, be the light in the world. You know, all these candles. This one here, I actually lit this one for someone special. Keep laughing, keep smiling, go into your inner light. And know that the chemistry of positivity and love and tenderness and gratitude is much stronger than any virus. And I'm not diminishing the fact that it's a biological hazard. No. I am, however, saying, and my friend Anita Morjani will tell you, you know, she healed herself from cancer, and there's millions of people in the world who've come back from the brink of cancer. And I don't want to, you know, make any judgment because it's not my domain to make any judgment because I don't know. Cancer, viruses, horrible inflictions that are in our lives. Positivity and the love that we have in our hearts, and the way that we can change the chemistry in our brain, which changes the chemistry in our body, is totally up to us. Let me just see here. Hi, Patricia. Thank you. That was Michael Jackson's favorite song. Wow, Jay. Thank you so much for letting us know. Patricia, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. So for those of you who are watching, put your name into the chat box. Let me know which corner of the universe you're lighting up tonight. I'm so grateful that you're here. We can do so many better and more fun things than keep listening to the news. Oh my God, today I listened to an hour, like cut in half hour and half hour. And I already don't feel as good as I did yesterday because I don't have a television. I don't listen to the news. The only reason why I listened to it today is because they were having a conference about the school system. And I have 2 grandchildren in the school system. And I thought, they should be shut down. Maybe just for a while. Just give them a break. Give the kids a break. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much for being here. So that's why I listened to it. And so I immediately felt the impact. I felt it. And I think that unless something is like in the water, that we're drinking, I think we can all take care of ourselves. Wash our hands, wash our faces, brush our teeth 4 or 5 times a day, keep our cars clean, keep ourselves clean. But the thing that nobody talks about, that everybody's like going, okay, wash your hands and wash your this and don't touch people. What about keeping a clean brain, like a clean mind? Meaning clean in a way that it makes you joyful, not clean in a way that you don't go down the road of disaster in your mind. I always say it's a very bad neighborhood to go into by yourself. Stop going there. We're all gonna die. A friend of mine posted something and said, we're all gonna die. So I know that's like I'm trying to make fun of this, but we're the way we are being. It's like, oh, hold on one second. You guys are all writing stuff. They're closing schools in Washington State. Yeah, they closed the schools in LA too. Yeah, they're closing. I was saying earlier, Susan, you weren't on yet. I was saying I'm wondering if so the theaters have closed in Los Angeles. Hamilton can't open tomorrow night. The Book of Mormons is closed. They're canceling concerts. My grandchildren's state championships for gymnastics are not going to happen. I mean, for heaven's sake, all the big sports are closing down. So is it going to have an effect? Yes, absolutely. Can we do something about it? Well, in our own little circle, we can keep spreading joy. I'm going to have Shabbat dinner tomorrow night. I'm not going to change that. I'm going to continue to go to my coffee shop. I am... there's a way to be with this, to be safe and to be caring. And, I'm taking 2 showers a day. I think that you can't stop living. You either get busy living or you get busy dying. So we're all going to feel the effects of it. And how do we be in this situation as we keep living and keep growing and keep being strong leaders? Don't do something stupid, but don't stop living. Don't stop loving. Hold on, let me just see this. In Jupiter, oh, Patricia, you're in Jupiter, prayers and angels, blessings of joy. So what's happening in Jupiter? Let us know, share a little bit if you can. Thank you so much for letting me know that you're here, guys. I'm so grateful. I don't know if I'm seeing everyone, Jay and Susan and Patricia and Loopy and whoever else is in the background, and you're not letting me know that you're here. Hi. You know what? I love my life. I was sitting in a store today and I got all these pictures from my friend in Germany. Old pictures from 1985. 1985? Oh my God. These beautiful, amazing pictures. Okay, and I was instantly transported back to 1985, to our to this trip that we had taken. My brother was there, and a whole bunch of friends were there, and we were having such a great time. And I was driving my car. I pulled into a parking space because I wanted to look at these pictures, and I immediately started crying from joy. There was no corona, there was no nothing. It was just pure, utter bliss and joy at looking at these pictures. And then I realized my brother was in those pictures. I realized that being sucked into a beautiful memory, was also my choice. So what am I doing? Where do I want to be listening to the radio, to whatever is happening, to the craziness, or do I want to be sucked into 25 years ago or 35 years ago? Do I want to be in this moment and just relish the loveliness of life? So those are all choices. So can we be intelligent about this? Yes, I think we can. Smart and intelligent, emotionally intelligent, and not be panicky. Just be intelligent and loving. That's my thing. So that's how I'm going to show up for this. That's how I show up for life. I always say trust is given, trust is not earned. I think this is a really important time. I was listening to this 1.5 hour that I was listening to today, and one of the leaders of the community, I can't remember who it was. I think it was the person who leads the schools, the LA Unified School District. He was saying, there are 17,000 kids in our district that when they don't come, if we shut down the schools and they don't come to school, they won't have a meal because they're homeless. And I just sat there in the car and I sobbed for that. The fact that everything is being so disrupted. Those of us who have a roof over our heads and we have a meal and we have enough toilet paper. God, this whole toilet paper thing. Food, What are the people doing who don't have insurance, who don't have a roof over their heads? It's pouring, it's cold, they don't have enough food. Forget about the toilet paper. They don't have a place to live. So those of us who are safe and happy and have everything that we need, now is the time for us to be in joy, keep passing on the joy, and being with people who have less than us. We have to look down the ladder and pull those people up. So that's what I'm going to be doing for however long it takes, and in my own little tiny moments, and buying blankets for people. That's what I was out doing today. Buying blankets for those people who need it, who don't have a roof over their head, and they don't have a mattress, and they don't have pillows. I know that might sound trivial, but it's one little way of doing what I can do. And passing out food, where people don't have it. Toilet paper, like everybody's so crazy about the toilet paper. At least we have this beautiful rain outside. Yes, we do, honey. Thank you, guys. Does anybody have another idea on how to best show up in this time of crisis? So if you're watching it now, please share. I would love to hear what you have to say. I love all your comments, and I love to know which corner of the universe you're lighting up today, tonight. You are the light in the world, and just you being part of a conversation, part of a moment. Like, I see so many people fighting. I was at Target the other day. I was at the supermarket today, and people are grabbing stuff out of other people's hands and are being angry, It's sad that our community, our families, our world family is choosing to act this way. A lack of nobility. a lack of humanity. So Jay, when you say, yes, our leadership needs to be on top of this, I look at how it's trickling down. You know, I want to share something with you. I was really grateful last week. I can't believe it's only last week. It feels so long ago. Jane Fonda was being given an award at an event. And one of our family members runs this beautiful organization called Visionary Women. Her name is Angela Nazarian. So Angela, if you're watching this, thank you so much for what you're doing for all the women in the world. Young women, trafficked women, abused women, women in India, women all over the world. So thank you. Mwah. And Jane Fonda was being given an award. And I'm so glad that I can talk about this on my own page. And maybe this is a little bit of a distraction for all of you from all the other stuff that's happening. So here's what's interesting. So I had this beautiful opportunity. Jane Fonda was sitting there with us on a couch in a corner. It was a huge event, 500 people, standing room only. And I took a video of her speaking about the world and the state of the world and the state of our world. And so what was interesting is that we got a picture together, and I posted this picture because now she's a silver-haired, she's gone silver. And so she and I are sitting on the sofa, and I post this picture and I post the video of her, and I'm so proud of what she's doing and how she's been such a force for the greater good of the world and wants to clean up the universe. And she's 80 years old, and she's got so much fire in her belly. And so I posted this in one of the groups of the silver-haired women, and somebody got very, very, very upset. Very upset. And I thought, it's so interesting that the political climate, because they were telling me that I was politicizing, that I was talking about politics, when I'm not talking about politics. So whether it's a virus that's killing humanity, or it's a virus that's killing the oceans, which is plastic and everything else that we're dumping into the oceans, chemicals, it's still a virus. It's still depleting our world. It's depleting humanity. It's depleting us. And so I think if we look at our lives, and we look at all the difficulties that are happening right now in the world, whether it's in our society, whether it's a virus in our society, an emotional virus or psychological virus, it doesn't matter. If we all don't pull together and connect at a level of grace and nobility and hold each other humanly accountable, I don't know where we're going to go. So let's all rise to the occasion and hold each other accountable in a way that's going to make humanity bigger. It's going to make us all stronger. Because the minute we divide, we're not going to get anywhere. And we're all just members of the same family. So thank you all for listening today. Thank you for being here. I love you. Thank you for being present and watching. I don't know who else is on here. Loopy, thank you for always having my back. I love you. We will do this again on Monday. Thank you so much for being here. And for those of you who are in the background, you didn't want to tell me that you were here, I'm so delighted that you're here. And for those of you who are watching later, for those of you who watch live, just put #live. And for those of you who come in later and watch the replay, just do #replay. That way I'll know that you were showing up afterwards. Mwah! I send you all lots of love. And go play that Charlie Chaplin song. It's a beautiful song. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, they'll go by. I'll see you guys next week. Stay healthy, wash your hands, brush your teeth, and take lots of hot baths and have lots of chicken soup. This too shall pass. A friend of mine, a mentor of mine, used to say, Liana, it came to pass. It didn't come to stay. So we'll see you next week. Bye.